Hey everyone, it's your favorite passion diva, Kate here, and today we are talking about BDSM. Now, what do those four letters stand for, you ask? Well, bondage, domination, sadomasochism. And if you're still lost, stick with me for the ride. So, this is a huge area that includes and incorporates so many different practices, so many different things, ideas, etc., etc. If you ask 10 different people, you'll probably get 10 different answers. But the definition that I like the most and I think does the best job of kind of the overarching idea of BDSM is that it's a role play or lifestyle, depending on how far you go with it, so to speak, that incorporates some sort of power dynamics and or pain to increase sexual tension and sexual pleasure. So things like spanking would fall under BDSM. Having a sub-dom relationship in which the subordinate does everything that the dom says, and there may or may not be a contract. Most of the time there would be a contract involved, similar to like in 50 Shades of Grey. That also falls under the BDSM umbrella. And there's a whole lot of other things I'm going to talk about in a couple of seconds. But before I do that, I just want to dispel a couple of myths about BDSM. And the first one is that there's something wrong with you if you're into it. No, let's just let that sink in for a second. There's nothing wrong with you if you enjoy any aspect of BDSM. If you like being spanked or you like spanking someone, that's okay. If you enjoy being tied up or tying someone else up, that's also okay. If you enjoy being dominant over someone or submissive to someone, that's okay. Society might try to tell us otherwise or say that it's weird or whatever, but it's okay. If it brings you sexual pleasure, you should enjoy it. Now, the reason that it's okay, of course, is that BDSM is practiced consensually and safely. If there's not consent involved, it's not BDSM, it's assault. So, number one is that both parties or all parties involved are okay with what's happening and they're like, yep, this is good, this is fun, I enjoy this, let's do this. So, yes, every now and then your partner might try something new in the bedroom and might be a little bit of a surprise, but then there's usually that moment of, oh, did I go too far? Did I push the limits? And you have that little interchange of, no, it's fine. Yeah, let's do that again. Okay, can you do that again, honey? All right, great. Um, the second thing, again, is that BDSM is practiced safely. And both of these issues within the BDSM community are taken very seriously. So, with safety, you have things like a safe word, which many of you have probably heard of. And this is just a word that signals to the other people involved, one or more, that you're done, you're not comfortable anymore, you're out of your comfort zone, whatever, but it means stop, no more. So now that we've gotten those myths out of the way and kicked them to the curb where they will stay, because BDSM can be fun and it can be enjoyed between two consenting adults, let's talk about what else falls under the BDSM umbrella. Now, 50 Shades has made a lot of this mainstream, and I've already mentioned things like being tied up and spanking, but other forms of impact play, which involves any form of hitting with either hands or props, so spanking, caning, paddling, etc., would fall under the BDSM umbrella. Living that sub-dom lifestyle, again, sometimes with a contract, fall under that. Being tied up, and the more stereotypical whips, chains, leathers, dungeon, nipple clamps, cuffs, those all fall under the BDSM umbrella, and whatever forms you enjoy, go for it. So I do want to briefly introduce you to a couple of Passion by Kate products that fall under this umbrella as well. And the two that I'm going to show you today are what I like to call BDSM-lite. And before 50 Shades of Grey, this was really all we had. And now we've come a long way with new forms of restraints, nipple clamps, cuffs, etc., etc. So there's a lot going on, but these still are two of my favorite because they're great if you just want to dip your toes in, or if you're just beginning to dip your toes in to see if this is something you enjoy. So they are my bondage tape. It's bright red stuff. It also comes in black if you aren't a fan, as well as my candle here. This we're going to get to in a second. So what I love about the tape, and the reason that I say it's BDSM-lite, is that it only sticks to itself. So you can see here, I put it on my hand, and if I flip my hand over, oop, no more tape. However, if I wrap it around my hand, you can see that it's very tight and it does its job well. So you could think of this as restraints kind of without the pain, but you can't really, I'm really pulling hard, you can't really break out of it. Now we do have fuzzy restraints and cuffs like I mentioned, and leather restraints as well if you want to kind of have a different idea. Now my favorite way to use this is to tie your partner up with the tape and then grab your little handy dandy candle, which you just had lit for some mood lighting and smell, because these smell friggin' awesome. But you grab your little candle and you, very sexy, blow that out, and maybe then you just drip a little bit of the wax on your partner. Now, I definitely let them know you're going to do this beforehand. Whether or not you want to tell them that the wax is only lukewarm, totally up to you. But you definitely don't just want to boom on them. So this is a lukewarm wax, and it doesn't actually dry as a wax. It melts down to, again, lukewarm massage oil. Now this is my Tasty Temptation candle, so it's actually an edible massage oil. Great if you want to a little bit and then lick it right up. So those are my two favorite BDSM-lite products, and we have a lot more. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about BDSM practices, products, etc., feel free to leave them in the comments below. Hit reply to the email if you are on my newsletter list, or comment over at Facebook, which is Passion by Kait. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next week.